I'm Del Gingrich. I work at the Mennonite Story in St. Jacobs. And this morning it's a privilege for us to get out into the Mennonite countryside and get a flavor of their culture and style of living and relate it to their beliefs as well. On the right there are farms that do not have electricity. They have chosen not to have electricity. At first, when electricity came in, the leaders of the church, the ministers, were not allowed to have it. And so that would have to be torn out if they purchased a farm with electricity. Now, about the last 10 or 15 years, that's changed, and the leaders may now have electricity. But in these homes, there's absolutely no technology. So there's no radios or television or DVD. On the left is a farmer, a Weber gentleman. He and his 3 sons farm that farm, and they also butcher about 300 pigs every week. So that gives them lots of work to do. The land around here, as you see, is fairly flat. It's rich, clay. It's considered some of the best growing land in Canada. So the number of yields per acre, of bushels per acre, is really rather significant. The houses that the Mennonites built actually in the early 1900s. And then, of course, it was rebuilt afterwards as well. On Sunday morning, the horse and buggies come, of course, and the men tie up their horses to the hitching posts. So each one of these hitching posts has a horse attached to it. So you'll get about 200 horse and buggies here on a Sunday morning. And if you're part of the Old Order Mennonite community, what you do is go to church on Sundays. As you can see, this is a very plain building. There are no crosses on top, no towers. No stained glass windows. Inside there are no musical instruments, and very plain, simple benches. And even modern Mennonite churches like I go to have a similarity to this in keeping it simple. And that's sort of the substance of who they are, and living a simple, uncluttered life, sort of separate from the world. And they believe that the church building is not the important thing, but the people are the important thing in their worship. Service, if you would go inside, they welcome you to come inside. It's 2 hours long. It's all in the dialect of the people, which is Pennsylvania German. The Bible's read in Hochdeutsch, High German, and the singing's in High German or Hochdeutsch as well. A song is almost like a chant. It goes on for really quite a long time. Kannst du auch Hochdeutsch, schwätze?
Nee, ich denke.
Okay, ja. Ich kann so ein bisschen Deutsch, aber mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut.
Ja.
Aber es ist für Spaß anyway. Ja.
Well, ich habe die letzten paar Wochen eine ziemliche Mottschaft, also ziemlich rehrig und nass.
Oh ja.
Jetzt scheint die Sonne und es ist gerade schön
das
possierlich.
Ja, das ist besser.
Ja, das ist besser.
So,
der Gras wächst, dann muss man schaffen mit dem Trimmer, weil der Gras wächst.
Well, das ist gut, aber.
Ja. Das ist von mir aus.
So du bist not a farm, du bist du hast gone, we were helping here instead.
Yeah. Ich bin im Bauer.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, the Mennonite people, particularly the Old Order group, is growing in numbers, and that may be surprising given the attendance at most mainline churches. And part of that reason is because of the large families. The average number of children is 8. And it's interesting, studies have been done recently by a professor to find that of those 8 children, 6 would remain with the Old Order community and 2 would leave, and that's a pretty good percentage. And those who leave will tend to go to a more modern Mennonite church. We've got about 30 varieties of Mennonites in our area. So it's strong, and if you ask them, for example, is the German language still strong? Yes, it is. Are things changing? And they say, well, it's much more difficult than one might suspect, particularly with the young people, because they see the cars, and that's an attraction to them, and that particularly. And so that is not an easy road, but they have been very successful up to this point.